So Evercade sent me their most recent cartridges. There's 4 of them, but today I want to take a look at the Team17 Collection 1, which is full of 10 Amiga games. Now, I'm not crazy familiar with Amiga games. I have played a few, but this one was quite a bit interesting to me compared to the other cartridges, so I wanted to start off with this one first. Now, just like all Evercade cartridges, you get a nice little color manual, actual physical cartridge, pop it into your system and go. But this cartridge, for some reason, there's some kind of crazy technology going on here. I don't know, but you need to update your firmware first, man. Otherwise, I tried it like on a device that wasn't updated and it just doesn't even recognize the cartridge. So update your systems if you want to play this game, if you get it. And if you do get it and you're like, what the hell, it doesn't play, it's because you need to update your firmware. But okay, I'm going to quickly go through these 10 games. I played all of them, and I just want to give some quick thoughts. Not like a full-on review of each game, just some impressions. Because I know with a system like the Amiga, where I haven't had a ton of time playing it, I didn't grow up with this console. During this time, most of these games are from like the early 90s, like 91 to 94. Man, I was playing Super Nintendo. I was playing Sega Genesis, holding on to that NES, you know? So I didn't have access to an Amiga, never really played it. And I know some people, they're gonna, they get a little upset, when you don't like something that they liked. But some of these games I did like. Some of them I didn't. But let's get into it. We got 10 games. Full Contact, Alien Breed Special Edition, Arcade Pool, Alien Breed Tower Assault, Alien Breed 2, The Horror Continues, Body Blows, Project X Special Edition, Quack, ATR All-Terrain Racing, and Kingpin Arcade Sports Series Bowling. So let me get a couple of the ones out of the way that I really didn't like. Kingpin Arcade Sports Series Bowling was boring. It was boring to me. Those kind of games typically are. Just some basic controls, roll the ball, knock over some pins. I'd rather do that in real life, but it's kind of a thing with some sports games. If you're really into that, you may like the video game versions because it's kind of the same for me. There's certain sports I just don't care about. And there's some solid games out there. I just don't play them, so that's just the way it is. I like baseball, so I'll play MLB The Show. I used to play all like the old school baseball games and I enjoyed them. So, hey, to each their own. Maybe it's just not for me. That game was boring. Same thing with Arcade Pool. At first I was a little confused on how to, set up my shot. There's a bunch of different games you could play on Arcade Pool, but it's another one. It's just boring to me. It's boring to me playing those types of games. It's just the way it is, So, okay, the two little, pool and bowling, not fun. But then we had All-Terrain Racing, which, man, that game, it reminds me of some old school, racing games where, the controls are a little awkward at first. It's kind of like rock and roll racing, that kind of thing. But it was kind of fun. It was good, not bad. Maybe one that I'll come back to. Now, the next ones that I think actually mostly make me like this cartridge are the Alien Breed games with the xenomorphs, obvious inspiration there. But we have Alien Breed Special Edition, and then Alien Breed 2, The Horror Continues, and then Alien Breed Tower Assault. Now, I really like the first one. The first game, I played it for quite a bit, and I was getting real into it. Really enjoyed that game. Alien Breed 2, though, man, like getting killed, slaughtered by them damn helicopters the second you start the game kind of turned me off a bit. Turned me off. Like, I kept restarting and just like, man, these things they fly out of nowhere. This is ridiculous. But then Alien Breed Tower Assault, I really enjoyed just like the first one. So it's kind of like the first one was cool. Second one, I couldn't even give it much of a chance to get into. So I just kept getting killed. And then the third one, or Alien Breed Tower Assault, was a lot of fun as well, and I started playing through that one quite a bit. And I do enjoy those. Like, hey, you're kind of searching through the map, looking around, finding keys, collecting money and items. You could buy weapons and stuff like that while you're fighting aliens. And I think the Tower Assault one, like the first one, the graphics were okay, but you saw in the Tower Assault, the graphics were really upgraded and just having so much more gore and just craziness going on. These damn aliens eating people. it was crazy. I did enjoy those two games, and I think that's really the selling point for this cartridge. Maybe, like, for me it would be, like, those are the three games, there are two games out of the three in the series that I really liked out of this cartridge. My favorite ones on this cartridge. So what do we got next? Body Blows. Oh my god. So this game, when did this come out? Body Blows. This came out in 94. Holy crap, man. I don't know, man. Like I said, I didn't have an Amiga growing up. But during those times, we're playing things, you know, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, and stuff like that. There's a lot of fighting games coming out around those times, you know, in the early 90s. And this Body Blows game blows. It freaking sucks, man. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of characters you could select from, but I just don't like the style of gameplay. It feels like it's like not of its time. Like 94, this game just didn't feel very fluid. Having the just one attack button and it being based on how you know, use the D-pad, kind of wasn't for me, man. It could have been implemented a little better. Then you got to be careful, because if you accidentally hit the Y button, it exits the fight and returns you to the main menu. So that game, yeah, Body Blows. It sucks. It sucks. Full Contact, I was kind of hoping, like, oh, maybe this one will be better, but it was actually a earlier game, because I thought, oh, this is going to be like a one-on-one fighting game. And it kind of is, but there's a lot to it with training and stuff like that, and power, like kind of powering up certain things with it. But it was another one where it's just like, hey, you got one attack, just depends on the direction, and it just didn't feel very responsive to me. The graphics were very generic. It just kind of, yeah, underwhelming, man. Hey, if you love these games, Full Contact, Body Blows, great, man. Maybe you got nostalgia for it. And sometimes that's really what happens is, you know, you got nostalgia for something. You could look past the flaws because you grew up with it and you loved it at that time. But for me, it's just like, no, I didn't grow up with these, and I'm playing them now in 2023, so I can't reflect back on playing these games back then because I didn't have these games. I had games that were more advanced, in my opinion. And I know the Amiga had some cool stuff for it, but so far this collection, I don't know, man. So then Project X is the next one, Special Edition 93. It's a little, you know, horizontal scrolling shooter. It wasn't too bad. Kind of, I don't know, had that kind of like Flash game look to it. But it was okay. It's just like when you get to like a boss or a mid-level boss, and it's just, I don't know, it becomes like a bullet hell type game with how fast the damn bullets are flying. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad game at all. I played that one for a bit, kept trying to, you know, get past that first boss. Just ridiculous. And then another game that I actually really liked, and it didn't look like a game I would like. I thought, oh, this little cutesy looking freaking game. But no, I enjoyed it. It was Quack. It's a platformer, like where you're collecting keys to open the doors to go to the next level. And I think I've played this one before, as it felt familiar. Maybe I had on like a different console or something, I don't know. But I did enjoy this one, collecting the keys. There's like bonus levels, collecting items, and getting different attacks and stuff like that. It's very, you know, cartoony, playing as Duck. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I actually played this one for longer than pretty much any other game on this cartridge. And yeah, so I'll come back to Quack, and I'll come back to the Alien games. They were okay. So yeah, there's some enjoyment here for me, and then there's some duds, just the way it goes. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Bye.